So I recently played the new Resident Evil 4 remake, like over 3 million other people. Now, this game is very popular and for all the right reasons it should be. It is an amazing remake to its preceding game Resident Evil 4 in all lowercase. Now, I know you've probably seen a bunch of other YouTubers' opinions on this game already, because I took way longer to complete the game unlike most people, but I still have some things that I would like to say about it. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I think this definitely is going to be one of my favorite games of all time, and probably one of my favorite Resident Evil games in the franchise. The story is highly expanded upon compared to the original game, and has improved on the original game in many different ways. A great example of this would be everything that came with Krauser. The connections and interactions between Leon and Krauser were some of the most fun and entertaining parts of the game. The boss fight was much better, understandably, over the original, mainly because it was in a bunch of quick time events, and the story between the two were so incredibly interesting and way more in-depth, juxtaposed with the 2005 version. The characters have been more fleshed out overall, and they feel more like real people comparatively. A great case in point being Leon, who actually gets character development from this experience in Spain. The gameplay feels just as tight and constricted as the original does, in a good way of course. It feels intense at most points in this game, which is a massive positive, and all the weapons feel nice to use. The gore effects in this game are extremely cool to watch and are well made. I particularly enjoy using the shotgun because the gore effects are actually amazing. It's unreal how good it is. The graphics and particle effects are of course beautiful and amazing, and you really feel like you are there in the village, castle, and the island. And even the models for enemies are incredible, and some of them are scary as hell, like the regenerators and the vertigo. Now, do I feel like this game is the perfect game? No. There are still flaws that I have not yet said, but this game does a really fantastic job, and that makes me really excited to see what else Capcom has in store with the Resident Evil franchise. As long as it doesn't turn out like the RE3 remake, or RE6, then everything should be all good. Oh, and the end credit song. I remember those lost in the Let's be honest here, it's perfect. Now to the flaws. I feel like I am nitpicking with some of these flaws, but I feel like I should still mention them anyway, since I really do not have that many flaws for this game. Firstly, I think we should start off with Ashley. She's still a nuisance when it comes to gameplay, let's be honest. I keep watching her stand still near a horde of enemies over and over, and just letting herself get picked up and taken away. There were also certain times where if you placed Ashley to do something for you, and you walked away to progress the game, she would get picked up and taken away, and you just had to watch her get taken away, because you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything to save her. I also noticed her glitching. If she was grabbed from a ladder, she would just teleport around. I must say, it did make me rage quit. But that was just a glitch, and I thought I should mention it anyways. I also didn't really enjoy the Salazar boss fight that much. I found it much too repetitive and painful for such a long boss fight, going from like 20 to 30 minutes per fight. That may be a skill issue on my part, but for how much health he has and how much damage he does, it was painful if you die. I'm starting to understand why a lot of people use the golden egg to kill off most of his health. Lastly, I think the Ada voice actor wasn't amazing. I know she has gotten way too much hate recently, and has vanished from all social media, which I do feel bad about. I'm not super sure whether it's her voice that just doesn't fit the game, or maybe it's just her microphone that's not amazing, or something, because she always sounds like she is not there. She's just not with everyone else. Like she didn't use the same studio to record in or something. I don't know. But I think that's the majority of my complaints. If I were to rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 9.5 to 10 genuinely. It is a perfect remake to the original, and while keeping the Resident Evil 4 feel, it also keeps it in the remake universe by making it more horror-based and more serious, which leads me on to my last point. This new remake is not here to try to overthrow or overtake the original, and it really doesn't try to. They make a clear showing that the remake is not the same as the original, and it shows you that over and over and over and consistently surprises you. I still definitely recommend playing the original, as it has its own appeal and vibe that you cannot get from this new remake version, but the same goes vice versa. Thank you for watching my review on it. You know for a fact that I'll be making more content on the game, and if you'd like to see anything more from me, you can always subscribe. I stream on Twitch and have a VODS channel if you'd like to check the streams out afterwards. The links will be in the description if you'd like to check them out. Now, goodbye. Keep your eyes on the road ahead. Don't be drawn into the light or the shadows in your
Don't ever look back, don't ever